Respected Nobel Laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus, our beloved President Shri N.R. Panditaradhya, our Honorary Assistant Secretary Srimati Saroja K.M. Nanjappa, my esteemed colleagues on the Board of Trustees Shri B. Anantram, Shri W.D. Ashok, Shri M. Gopal, our Director of Studies Dr. M. Prakash, our beloved Principal Dr. S.N. Venkatesh, distinguished members of the faculty, and my very dear students. Today is a red letter day in the history of Seshadripuram Educational Trust. Professor Muhammad Yunus is the first Nobel Laureate to visit our institution in the last 87 years. Sir, in this long 87 years of journey in the cause of education, we have tried to create socially productive citizens who would be socially committed, who would be committed to the cause of humanity. And I am very proud to tell you that very distinguished alumni of ours are occupying very important positions across the state, across the country, and even internationally. We are very proud of them. Friends, I am very happy to tell you among the 28 institutions that the Seshadripuram Educational Trust manages, Seshadripuram First Grade College is one of the proud degree colleges. We have now completed 25 years of service in the cause of education. Dr. S.N. Venkatesh very briefly told us about the journey of 25 years. Sir, on this occasion, I am very happy that you have very kindly agreed to deliver the Silver Jubilee inaugural lecture. Sir, this will be a remarkable thing in the annals of our institution, and we value your lecture very much. On behalf of the trustees of Seshadripuram Educational and the whole family of Seshadripuram Group of Institutions, I extend a warm welcome to Professor Muhammad Yunus. Friends, we have with us, please come. I request our beloved President, Shri N.R. Panditaradhya, to kindly offer a bouquet of flowers to Professor Muhammad and request and receive. Friends, our beloved President, Shri N.R. Panditaradhya, has very kindly agreed to preside over such a remarkable and memorable event. On behalf of each and every one of those present here, I extend a very warm welcome to Shri N.R. Panditaradhya. My warm welcome to our Honorary Assistant Secretary Srimati Saroja K.M. Nanjappa, who even in her 80s is so enthusiastic about the educational work that goes on in the institutions. She attends all functions very scrupulously. I extend a warm welcome to our beloved trustees Shri M. Gopal, Shri B. Anantram, and Shri W.D. Ashok. My special welcome to our Director of Studies, Dr. M. Prakash. Dr. M. Prakash has been a part of this institution. A good part of his life he has spent here, perhaps almost 17 years as principal of this institution. And today, if this institution has reached this stature, his contribution is noteworthy. We have also, friends, with us our beloved principal, Dr. S.N. Venkatesh. I extend a warm welcome to him. My warm welcome to all the heads of the institutions, sister institutions, faculty members, students, and I see a number of students coming from other colleges also, faculties coming from other colleges. My warm welcome to them as well. We have with us a very distinguished Professor Dr. Narasingha Rao, Dean Emeritus, University of Central Oklahoma, USA. He is with us, sir. I extend a warm welcome to him also. And I must extend a very special welcome to the two coordinators among our faculty, Professor Santanu Das and Professor Salma Banu. They have been responsible in getting Professor Muhammad Yunus to the college for this inaugural function. Friends, before I take my seat, I have the pleasant duty of introducing you all. I need not introduce, but still the details are very much required about Professor Muhammad Yunus, because this in itself is a great education. I would like to introduce Professor Muhammad Yunus. Nobel Laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus is the father of both social business and microcredit, the founder of Grameen Bank and of more than 50 other companies in Bangladesh. For his constant innovation and enterprise, the Fortune magazine named Professor Yunus in March 2012 as one of the greatest entrepreneurs of our time. In 2006, Professor Yunus and Grameen Bank were jointly awarded Nobel Peace Prize. Professor Muhammad Yunus is the recipient of 55 honorary degrees from universities across 20 countries. He has received 112 awards from 26 countries, including state honors from 10 countries. He is one of only 7 individuals to have received the Nobel Peace Prize, the United States Presidential Medal of Freedom, and the United States Congressional Gold Medal. Other notable awards include the Raman Magsaysay Award 1984, World Food Prize 1998, the Prince of Asturias Award for Concord 1998, Sydney Peace Prize 1998, and the Seoul Peace Prize 2006. In Bangladesh, he got President's Award in 1978 for introducing an innovative organization in agriculture. He was awarded the Independence Day Award in 1987 by the President of Bangladesh for the outstanding contribution in rural development. This is the highest civilian national award of Bangladesh. Professor Yunus was chosen by Wharton School of Business as one of the 25 most influential business persons of the past 25 years. Asia Week Hong Kong selected him as one of the 20 great Asians, 1975 to 1995. Anand Bazar Patrika, India selected Professor Yunus as one of the 10 great Bengalis of the century, that is 1900 to 1999. In 2006, Time magazine listed Professor Yunus under 60 years of Asian heroes as one of the top 12 business leaders. In 2008, in an open online poll, Yunus was voted the second topmost intellectual person in the world on the list of top 100 public intellectuals by Prospect Magazine UK and Foreign Policy United States. In 2010, the New Statesman UK listed him as one of the world's 50 most influential figures. Professor Yunus has appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show, The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, Colbert Report, Real Time with Bill Maher, Hot Talk on BBC, and The Simpsons. Financial Times chose Professor Muhammad Yunus as one of the 6 finance pioneers. In the March 31st, 2015 issue, in an article entitled Business Pioneers in Finance, Professor Yunus has been placed alongside Warren Buffett, Amadeo Giannini, Henry Kravis, J.P. Morgan, and Meyer Amschel Rothschild as greatest business finance pioneers of all time. He has appeared on the cover of Time magazine, Newsweek, and Forbes magazine. Here I present Professor Muhammad Yunus. Thank you.
Warm welcome. It gives me an immense pleasure to wholeheartedly welcome Dr. D.P. Krishna, Honorable General Secretary, for this program.
Well, I didn't realize that it will be such a formal occasion. I thought I'll just sneak in and say a few words to the young people here and walk out. Now you make it such a formal occasion with the Silver Jubilee occasion and a formal lecture. I'm very honored, I'm very delighted to have this opportunity, but all those list of prizes that you are giving, don't get very impressed by that, because they couldn't figure out what to do with me. So they just go in awards and get rid of it. So it goes on, and because I do things which is sometimes very puzzling to people, because I enjoy doing it, and I thought this is the way it should be done. And what I was trying to do is something that comes in front of me just like everybody else. And I try to jump at it to see if there's something that I can do. And that's how it created a series of things, one after another. It's not that I did any research about it or I had planned anything about it. It's not like that. Most of the work is just a spur of the moment reaction. You see things and you can't accept it and you kind of jump at it. Why is it like this? Why can't it be something like that? That's how it began. I'm a village guy, village kid, grew up in the village in Bangladesh, and then moved to the city because my parents moved. And the rest of it is just a normal kid that all of us go through. And I got the scholarship to go to the States as a Fulbright scholar and did my PhD there, started teaching in one of the universities there. So enjoyed the life, enjoyed very much. But I always wanted to come back to Bangladesh. And then a big thing began between Pakistan and Bangladesh. Bangladesh was a part of Pakistan, if you remember, it was East Pakistan. But we didn't get along very much. So there was a military intervention in East Pakistan, and we rebelled. We wanted to have a separate country of our own. And I'm still in the States at that time. And I fully joined and participated in moving it to independence of Bangladesh all over the United States, campaigning for it. And when finally Bangladesh became independent, thanks to the support of all the Indians, they have tremendous support for us. And it was an exciting moment that finally we could do things on our own. We don't have to get through all this political trouble that we had. So I immediately resigned from my job in the university. I thought, this is a good time to go back. This was 1971. Many of you were not born at that time. Came back and full of enthusiasm. Now that the country is independent, you can do lots of things you want to do. You can shape the country in the images of your dreams. All the young people dream about their life, about their country. So I started teaching in one of the universities there because I loved teaching, which I did in the States. Then I started teaching back in home. Chittagong University, a city in the southeast of Bangladesh, a port city. And I was enjoying it. But the country was kind of moving very fast downwards economically and so on. It's a devastated country. Hardly anything there after the liberation war. But the situation got so bad in 1974, we had a terrible famine in the country. People were dying of hunger. You read about famine in the books, and you see how terrible it feels about people dying of hunger. People die from diseases that we know this is what happens. People die of old age. People die of many reasons. But people dying of hunger is the most unacceptable way that one can think of. Just somebody doesn't have enough to eat day after day and gradually slides into death. And I didn't imagine that I'll ever see famine in my life. I was so enthusiastic about economics, which I teach. It's such an elegant subject. What a beautiful way everything has been designed in that. As a student, I was very impressed. As a teacher, I was very enthusiastic about teaching those marvelous theories and so on, elegant theories. But I didn't realize that in this day of all this knowledge of economics and everything else, people die of hunger. It's not reading in the newspaper It just happens right next door. It shook me up completely. I couldn't believe that I could live through this. And I blamed myself. I blamed myself for learning economics. I thought that's a completely useless subject. Why did I learn this? It has no meaning whatsoever. Because with all those things that is in your book, if you really knew anything, people would not die. Economics has no power to save people from death by famine. So what kind of subject is that if you have no knowledge how to protect people? I said it's an empty subject. For the first time, I moved being at the peak of enthusiasm to all the way to the bottom of a feeling that is a subject which is totally useless. And I felt empty. I felt useless myself. I said, I have no use for me. Then I was trying to understand, what do I do with myself? I thought for a while. Then I decided, okay, economics is gone. I'm not going back to it anymore. Why don't I go back to people, to the village next door to the campus? You see, the Chittagong University is a new, beautiful university, but constructed right in the middle of villages. So any direction you get out of the campus, you go to the village. So I said, this is it. I go outside the campus, beautiful modern campus, and outside the campus is a century-old village of Bangladesh. All the poverty, all the problems, all the famine and everything. So I started going to the village every day. My ambition, I made it very clear, is to see if I can make myself useful to one more person every day. I thought I have no ability to do anything for the whole world, but I can definitely be useful to another person, one more person, that's all. So I'll spend a lot of time in the village to see today what can I do? Can I make myself useful to another person? And the village is full of so many problems. Being useful to another person was not a big deal. There's so many of them. Just do something and it helps. So as I did every day, I started feeling a little better that, okay, I'm not totally useless. I have some use for somebody else. Then it led to many things. I will not get involved with it. Just